There's something about the woods that feels different the moment you step in. It's not just the silence. It's the way the sound changes, the way your footsteps seem louder, and everything else seems too quiet. You tell yourself it's peaceful, natural, but deep down, there's always that feeling, like something is watching you from between the trees. And the worst part is, out there, if something does happen, no one is coming to help you. Story one, I used to go hiking almost every weekend. It was my way of clearing my head. Just me, a backpack, and miles of forest trails. One weekend, I decided to try a trail I hadn't been on before. It was less popular, barely any reviews online. But that's what made it appealing. Less people, more quiet. I got there around late afternoon, parked my car, grabbed my gear, and started walking. The trail was narrow, almost overgrown in some places, like it hadn't been used much, but it was still visible enough to follow. At first, everything felt normal. Birds chirping, leaves crunching under my feet, but about 30 minutes in, it got quiet, not gradually, all at once, like someone flipped a switch. The birds stopped, the wind died, even the insects went silent. I stopped walking, listened, nothing. That's when I felt it, that uncomfortable awareness, like I wasn't alone anymore. I turned slowly, scanning the trees behind me. Nothing, just rows of tall, still trunks stretching into darkness. I told myself I was overthinking it, so I kept going. Another 10 minutes passed, and then I heard it. Footsteps, behind me, soft, slow, matching my pace. I stopped. The footsteps stopped. I started walking again. So did the footsteps. I turned around quickly. Nothing, no one, no movement. But I knew what I heard. I picked up my pace. The footsteps followed. Closer now, heavier, like whatever it was wasn't trying to hide anymore. My heart started racing. I didn't run yet. I didn't want to panic. But then I heard something that made that decision for me. A voice, faint, from behind, calling out. Wait. It sounded human, but something about it felt wrong, off, like it didn't belong in that place. I didn't stop. I didn't turn around. I ran. Branches scratched against my arms as I pushed forward, barely staying on the trail. The voice came again, closer. Wait. But this time, it sounded different, like it was mimicking someone, like it didn't actually know how to speak properly. I ran faster. I didn't stop until I saw the parking lot. My car. I practically threw myself inside and locked the doors. Breathing hard, I looked back toward the trail. Nothing, just the same empty path. I sat there for a few minutes, trying to calm down. And then I saw it, at the edge of the woods, just where the trees began. A figure, standing completely still, watching me. Too far to see clearly, but I knew it was looking right at me. I drove off immediately. I never went back to that trail, and I never hike alone anymore. Story two. This happened when I was younger. Me and a couple of friends decided to go camping deep in the woods near a small river. It wasn't an official campsite, just a spot people knew about. You had to walk at least an hour to get there. We got there just before sunset, set up our tents, and started a fire. Everything was normal at first. We joked around, cooked some food, just enjoying the night. But as it got darker, things started to feel different. The fire crackled, lighting up the small clearing. But beyond that light, it was pitch black, completely. And the woods felt too quiet. And at one point, one of my friends asked, "Do you hear that?" We all stopped talking, listened. At first, nothing. Then faintly, leaves crunching. Somewhere out there, circling, slowly. We laughed it off. Probably just an animal. But then it got closer, and then it stopped, right at the edge of the light. We all stared into the darkness, trying to see. That's when we heard it. A low, almost human sound. Not quite a voice. Not quite an animal, just wrong. One of my friends stood up, grabbed a flashlight, and shined it toward the trees. For a second, nothing. Then the beam caught something. It's reflecting back at us, too high off the ground to be a normal animal, and too still. It didn't move, didn't blink, just stared. We didn't say anything. None of us wanted to break whatever moment that was. And then it stepped forward, just slightly, enough for us to see a shape, tall, thin, not moving right. That was enough. We didn't pack anything, didn't put out the fire. We just ran. All of us. Back through the trail, tripping over roots, branches hitting our faces. We didn't stop, not once, until we reached the road. We went back the next morning to get our stuff. Everything was still there, except the area around the fire. The ground was disturbed, like something had been walking in circles, over and over, right where we had been sitting. Story 3. This is the one I still can't fully explain. It happened during a solo trip I took last year. I had rented a small cabin near a wooded area. Not too remote, but far enough to feel isolated. There was a trail behind the cabin that led deeper into the forest. The owner told me it was safe. Just don't go too far after dark, he said. I didn't think much of it. The first day was normal. I explored a bit, took some photos, came back before sunset. But that night, I heard something, around 1 a.m. A faint tapping sound coming from outside. I got up, walked to the window, and looked out. Nothing, just darkness. I went back to bed. A few minutes later, tap, 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 this time louder, more deliberate. I got up again. This time I stepped outside. The air was cold, still, and then I heard it again. Tap, from the direction of the trees. I grabbed a flashlight and slowly walked toward the edge of the woods. The beam cut through the darkness, illuminating the first few rows of trees. Nothing. But the tapping didn't stop. It kept going. Deeper, like it was leading me. I followed, step by step, the sound guiding me further in, tap, 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 and then suddenly it stopped. I stood there, alone in the middle of the woods. Complete silence. I turned around to head back, and that's when I realized I couldn't see the cabin anymore. No lights, no path, nothing, just trees. Every direction looked the same. My chest tightened. I spun around trying to find something familiar. Anything. That's when I heard it. Right behind me. A whisper. Close. Too close. You're far enough. I froze. Every instinct told me not to turn around. But I did. Slowly. Flashlight shaking in my hand. The beam landed on nothing. Empty space. Bowed. I could feel it. Something was there, just outside the light. Watching. Waiting. I backed away slowly. Step by step. Not turning my back again. Eventually, I saw a faint glow through the trees. The cabin. I made it back. Locked the door. Didn't sleep. The next morning, I checked the area where I had been standing. There were marks on the trees, small indentations, like something had been tapping them, over and over, leading deeper into the woods. I left that day, early, and I've never gone back because some places don't want you there and sometimes they don't let you leave so easily.